Okay. Um, Doing my best to be quick on this, but I don't know that I can. But I hope to get out the the bulk of my dilemma, I guess you will call it, in the first couple minutes. Um, have I'm a single man, 52 years old. Enjoy the hell out of being single. I like my life to be uncomplicated. Sometimes relationships can make things complicated, and I always tell everybody I do have a lot of skills in a lot of different areas. Whether I'm complete master of any of them is debatable, but I know how to do a lot of different things. And I've had people ask me, before more than one occasion, it's like, dude, is there anything you don't know how to do? And I always back it up with going, well, I really suck at relationships. That part I haven't really gotten good at yet. But but here's my dilemma is I just moved back to Nashville, got an apartment, fixing it up, and just contacted, little lady friend that I've not seen in a while. We hung pretty good, maybe about 5 6 years ago. It didn't work out, but we get together every now and again. Take the girl out to eat. Just do something special and just make them feel good and get myself a little bit of loving and we'll see you on the flip side kind of thing. It's a mutual understanding thing. I personally don't see anything wrong with that as long as you're not misleading the relationship in any way. As long as you're clear about what you want. But what totally completely pissed her off is when I asked her before we got together. I asked her, I said, "Have you said no to the vaccine?" And just there was a little, just almost furious with me imposing that question. But it's a question that is going to be a part of my life from now on. I don't really know how to go about it, obviously. And there was another little girl down the road, and was talking with her, and finally imposed that questioning into her. Have you said no to the vaccine? And again, I pissed her off. And it's like, they know me. They know I'm a nice guy. I'm not trying to be like all in their business, but this is an important thing to me. And it's, can I prove this thing, vaccine shedding? Can I prove this? I'm good at a lot of things, but medicine isn't really one of them. Usually, it's like my go-to if I see somebody falling over, having a stroke, or doing something like this. My first go-to is to squirt them with a garden hose, and if that doesn't work, I'm out of ideas. So I'm not a medical guru by any means, but so I can't form a sound opinion on, do I believe in this vaccine shedding or do I not? But what I can do is look at the massive amounts of information that have to do with it, with this. And I do see where it is more like focused in on the females, and I am so sorry that seems to be the case. And so you hear about disruptions in menstrual cycles, and being around an unvaccinated woman being around a vaccinated woman, and then I'm sure you've heard some, if not a lot of that. But for a direct confirmation, I got this friend of mine lives down the road. He's a young dude, but we hit it off. He's really open-minded, and he brought his girlfriend over last weekend. We play guitars and, just kind of hang out. We're trying to write some music and stuff. He told me beforehand, he said, man, I hope you can kind of talk to her about the whole vaccine thing and see if you can talk some sense into her. And he was over, she's a delightful woman, younger than, just both delightful young people. And if I give out anything to this world, it's definitely to the younger generation. That's who I will accommodate them in a certain fashion. If you're as old as me and still banging your head against the wall, I just don't have the same, I can't pour out into that as well as I can a younger individual. But yeah, she was delightful, all that. That was last weekend. Last night, my buddy come back and we jammed a little bit. And and I asked him. I said, "So did she actually did get the vaccine?" He's like, "Yeah, she got the Moderna." And I said, "Well, how about, has she, had any menstrual issues?" And it was like quickly, he's like, "Yes, that's the one thing she's still struggling with." So to me, that was more of a full direct confirmation. What I see online takes me so far. I can help. It helps me form opinions, but I need a more of a tangible sense. And but at the same time, I'm not going to be a complete jerk and say, this girl can't come over anymore. She's welcome to come over, hang out, do whatever like that. But I'm not having any kind of intimate encounter with her. So again, I'm not going to walk around this world now being paranoid that something's going to jump on me. I wasn't fucking paranoid all of 2020. I'm not going to be paranoid now. Is it a reality or not a reality? We'll see. But they're not changing the way I live, and they're not changing the way my mind thinks. And definitely, I've got to work on my delivery a little bit because it is important to me. I will not have prolonged close contact with someone who has been vaccinated with any of whatever's coming or whatever will come. I want to be, I'm not going to be, foolish with my decisions. I can't help it if somebody that just, walked by the potato aisle at Kroger had the vaccine. I mean, I'm not going to go in there wearing rubber gloves and a hazmat suit to go shopping. So I have to balance things out. I would hope that I stay healthy. Normally I do stay healthy, but it's just tough. It's very tough to see how to go from here. I cannot dismiss this. And, God help the women that were, naively went to go do this just because they trusted the narrative, and people got scared and people got worked up. And this was, it's not their fault that they're still like a slave to the propaganda and they've somehow not been able to kind of open their minds up. So I don't want to be standoffish to people that got a vaccine, but they also need to know my reluctance to want to be in close proximity to them for prolonged periods of time. I have that right. I have that right to make that decision. And through this article, it is seemingly, I've not looked into this, I don't have the time, but there was talking about postings about, like, if you've had a vaccine, we have a pregnant woman, please, if you will take advantage of curbside service, we'll bring your stuff out to you, but please do not enter the building for the unknown health risks. And it's looking like those things are going up, but I don't know. I can't confirm this directly because I don't know. It's still online. I have to question any picture, any video, any tweet, text, whatever. I have to question those things. I can't sell out to these things. I could be completely wrong in my thinking there, but I just feel that's a safer way to go to try to get to some sense of truth, which is, pinned in a complete web of lies all the way around it. So it's never going to be easy, and it may never be possible to truly find the truth in the age that we're in right now. But my thing, it's about holding on to our humanity right now. Whether we fully understand that or fully do not understand that, declare freedom in our minds. And I'm writing a silly little song right now. I'm not maybe not the best songwriter. I can write the melody, but the lyrics I kind of struggle with. But it is kind of like that. I'm free in my mind, and I want others to come along with me on this journey. But it's not about understanding what the truth is so much as it is understanding that we are not told the truth. That's the starting gate right there. Just accept the fact that we don't freaking know, and let's go from here. Even if we all hold on to it in our minds, that conscious push will, or at least has the ability to kind of bring back the trueness of what it is to be a human. And I think that has been so long chipped away at that most don't even really understand anymore, and possibly I don't understand either. But I know the more that come along and the more that we come together and quit listening to ridiculous ideas of how to keep ourselves separated from one another, we can either achieve that in this age, or at least we help maintain humanity into the next age. And if all I could ever be, I kind of attribute to, like, and understand that the Noah and the ark thing, I think, was more of a symbolical type. I believe there was a flood. There's evidence of a worldwide flood, but I think there's so much in that Genesis story that if it was literal or not literal, it still had symbolism to it. And I really feel like we are in the age just to build that ark. And it, could have taken, by accounts, up to 80 years to build that ark. Noah died basically a naked and drunken relic that they had to come cover his shame. His children had to come cover him up with shame. Honestly, I don't fucking care if I die the worn out, naked, drunken relic. I don't care. As long as I can look back and say, I put my shoulder to the wheel, I helped build this ark, I did everything I could possibly think of to try to help maintain the beauty of humanity while it is being raped away at so many levels. I am free. No one will take that away from me. And my life's journey from here to the end is going to be about that in one fashion or another. I will do everything I can to help set a platform to where others can see and others can kind of join in, and together we can maintain and figure out just how wonderful humanity could possibly be, all by ourselves, not led by tyrannical, possibly even evil would be a good word. It starts in your mind, and you've heard this before. Somewhere, somehow, freedom starts in your mind, and it ends in your mind. So, again, I hate this. I hate that from now on, my life. Luckily, I like being single, but sometimes I don't like being single. Man, want to have a little loving every now and again, but it's like this becomes my thing. I have to do, it's not just herpes anymore. Who knows what I have to be worried about now. So, anyway, together we can lift the veil. Together we can pull back the misinformation, and then together we can go to those not a literal book, but go into the archives and see what got flipped upside down, and together we can reinvert it in the correct position. And so then our minds can explore in true fashion and understand the wonder and marvel it is to be a divinely created, free-willed human being. All right. Y'all peace. I know it was long. Y'all are good.